Hey guys, what is going on? So today I noticed that I have some issues with one of my 3080 cards. This one is an ASUS TUF model and it has some temperatures through the roof. It's been thermal throttling. The fan doesn't respond like it probably should. So I am going to take it apart and I've got all my gear ready to go to change out the thermal pads on this thing, and I might need to order a new fan. I don't know. I will find out shortly. Same time you guys find out, I guess. If we hop over here to the software, you can see this here. This is the card in question. We got ourselves an ASUS Nvidia 3080 doing 97 mega hash, 52 degrees, mem temp 108. So that's not good. It should not be 108. The fan, you can see here, 82 on the fan. Look over here where it should be. I'm set at 100 on this particular card to try to stop it from throttling, and it doesn't. It only says 82, which leads me to believe that there is a fan issue. I might have to order a new one. You know, classic ASUS. I've not been happy with these guys with any of my 30 series cards. I've had to repad a lot of my 3090s, lots of fan replacements. This brand was fantastic on the 10 series, didn't own any 20 series, and the 30 series, they are letting me down big time. You can see here's the card in question, 52108. So that's not good. Should be doing 100 mega hash. It's down at 97. In the day when it gets hotter out, it can drop down to like 80 or so. This card always stays around 52 degrees because it'll throttle itself, and then this mem will get up to 110. So I noticed this yesterday, and I need to take it apart. So let's pull the card and see what we can see. Here are some of the tools that I'm going to use to get the job done. I've got some precision screw sets, a little cutting pad with an X-Acto knife for cutting these thermal pads. I've got some compound here, some thermal paste. This is what I usually like using. This Arctic Silver 5. I am almost out of it though, so I've got just some Cooler Master stuff, and I don't even know what this other one is here. I'm going to try to use this. Hopefully it's enough. I'm going to buy some more today. If not, I've got this Cooler Master. And then I've got rubbing alcohol, 99% isopropyl alcohol. Got your paper towels. And then I've got, these are the good pads here. These gelid ones, 0.5, 1, 1.5. And then I got these Zezio ones off of AliExpress, I believe. They were supposed to be really good, highly rated. So there's some more, 2, 2.5. And then just as some backup ones, I bought all these Extreme Odyssey Thermalright ones off of Amazon. And then I found out after the fact that these are not very good pads. All the cards that I've repadded with these, they're not fantastic. They're better than the stock, but not by much. So I don't know what's up with these. They're really expensive, so that's why I thought they'd be good. And it turns out that they're not. But they're here just in case I need them. So there's like 0.5, 1, 2, 2.5, and 3 millimeters just in case. And that is what I have. Time to go get that card. Here is the card in question. I don't know if you can really see this here or not, but there's like huge oil streaks all over this thing. It is just like, you can really see it here. This thing is leaking oil like crazy. You see all that in there? Looks like it's almost even like pooling in there on the chip. So there's a lot of oil on this card. I'm guessing that's those pads that are kind of dying. You can't see them in there. So I'm going to take this thing apart and we'll clean it up. See what those thermal pads look like and replace them. Put some new thermal paste on there. Hopefully it's good to go. Here's the card taken apart. That thermal paste actually isn't too bad. Usually these guys just do a terrible job putting it together and it's just like goopy all over the place. But this looks pretty good. So we got some thermal pads there. We got some there. These are pretty fat looking ones. This side, same thing. They look pretty large. I'll have to just compare them to the ones that I have just to get a thickness on them, and then I just straight swap them. Here's what the back plate looks like. You can see here, look at all that oil on there. It's really messy. Like it's just like covered in oil. These things are leaking like crazy. So take the back plate off of here. It's every screw that you can see on the card. Basically, you got the card up like this. Well, the back plate was on there before, but every screw you see you need to take apart. And then on top of that, once you separate them out, there was just 5 screws. We got one that went right there, right here, right there, right there, and then right there, there's these little black screws. You can see all the screws here. 3 different types. This isn't too bad. The Strix is brutal. The Strix has like a million different types. This is a TUF model. It has way less types. So these little black ones, those are the ones you had to take out. Not too bad. Now I'm going to peel off all of these, measure them up, and repad them. So first we're going to do the back plate, then we'll stick the back plate back together, and then we'll do this side after. And then we will put it all back together, and hopefully we lower those memory temps from 108 to 110 C down to, I don't know, fingers crossed. Can we get in the 80s? Maybe. Let's find out. Card has been repadded and repasted. This is the RTX Silver 5. I had enough to do the CPU thing there. And then I used that RTX Silver, no, sorry, not RTX Silver, Coolmaster stuff. I just had a tiny little bit of it, and I put some actually on top of these pads here, because those ones are going to squeeze up against these heat pipes here, and there's some cracks in there and everything. So I figured a little bit of paste on there might help out. And then in the future, if I have to repad this, super easy to clean this thing off. So I'm not too worried about a little bit of paste on there. And I will talk about the size that I used for these. On the other side, it was on the other side of this board on the back plate, it was 3 mils and 1 mil. Over here, we're running 2 mils, 2 mils, 2 mil, and 1.5 mil. So I'll put a picture up on here, and I will show you what size I used for those. Hopefully everything's good. It seems good. I had to use those Extreme Odyssey ones that I don't like, those Thermal Red Extreme Odyssey for the 3 mil pads, because that's all I had. But time to put this thing back together and then stick it in the machine, fire it up, see how it works. Fired up that rig. It starts good. Everything looks okay so far. No issues there, so that's good. Looking over here on the console, and the news is not so good over here. You can see here that card, 56 and 106 on the mem temps. So those memory temps did not change. They are right back up where they were before. 96 mega hash. I am pretty disappointed. My other 3080 in there is 88 on the mem temps. And so that is an MSI that also had the thermal pads done on it. And it's, you know, hanging around the 90-degree range, and it does not throttle. This other card doesn't look good. It is 106, so I'm not sure what to do here. Fan here says 81, and the fans are all spinning just fine. There are no issues with any of them. None of them are binding up or anything, so I don't know what's going on. This card is slowly dropping here. You can see here. It's down to 95.83, 95.82, 95.8. So as the card heats up, it is dropping because it is thermal throttling. I am very disappointed. Not sure why this is not working. I guess I have to open it up and do it again. Maybe the memory pads aren't touching properly on this thing. Not sure. There we go. We're up to 108 on the memory. It is not good. And we are dropping 95.6 now. It just keeps dropping. I imagine those will settle out at like 92 mega hash or something. So all in all, pretty disappointed with that job. The thermal pads did not work. Did not work. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research online and see if there's some tricks I can do to get that to work better. But that's what I got for today. That sucks. That took me an hour and 36 minutes or something to do, and it didn't work. Plus, these pads are super expensive, so definitely not cool. If anyone has any ideas, let me know. I would love to hear them, and I will talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Well, I figured out why those temps on the memory are not going down. I had completely forgotten to take this piece off. And underneath of there are where the memory modules are. So I have to redo these thermal pads here. All the others are done. So now it's just this little section under here that I'm going to redo. And I'm going to be taking off those little stickers and stuff like that because those are just going to be warm little blankets on these aluminum heat sinks. Aluminum, not great. Be nice if this was copper, but it isn't. So now I'm going to take that, redo those ones there, clean that up, redo those, put it back in the machine, and then hopefully that drops it, because I think that was our issue right there. So wish me luck. Okay, fired up round 2. This is looking better. Still not great. Temperatures are going up, which isn't cool. So here's the card right here, 3080. We're at the full 99.6 mega hash. We're at 98 on the memory, 51 on the card, 98. When I fired this up, this was like a 90, so it is heating up, which isn't great, but it's better than 108, what it was at before. So it looks like that did kind of work. I don't know, we're at 99.5, so this is dropping. That's gross. I don't like that. 98 degrees. 99.46. So this mega hash is slowly dropping as the temperatures are going up. We're still sitting at 98. I'll give this a little bit of time and see how it does. I'm hoping that it stays under 100 degrees. Right around that 100 degrees would be nice. See my other card here, this other 3080 is doing 86. So I should note that this card, all this rig has 4 or 5 ASIC fans on it. It's an open air frame case, as you saw, and it's full of ASIC fans that are blowing on it. So this card would just be screaming hot if not for those things. Even with the repad, it's still not great. 98 degrees, that's not super. I don't know what happened to this thing. This thing was running just fine, and then all of a sudden it just decided to start throttling. See, we're coming down, 99.19. That's coming down. Should be at 100, same as this card. I will leave it for a while and come back to it and see how it does. Unfortunately, the rig crashed. You could see it was running here after I changed the pad. And then, well, it didn't actually crash. Look here, no data. It just stopped responding, and I couldn't get it to hook back up to the internet, so I reset it, and now it is working again. However, you can look back in here. The mem temp was at 98, 100. We'll call it 100. So 52 on the card and 100 on the memory, which isn't good. I'm not happy about that. If you look over here, 110 is what it was at before I changed it out. Mind you, it was hotter. There's a storm coming and the temperature has dropped quite a bit. So you can see the edge temp was 58 here, 56, 58, and now it's 52. So if the card gets up to 58, I'm not sure what the memory temp will be. Maybe it'll go right back up there too. But I'm not super thrilled with it. I'm not sure if I want to call this a success or not. It is at 99 mega hash right now. We're sitting at 100 on the memory temp. The other one's at 88. So this one's at 100. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to call that a success or not. I took the card apart again after I realized I'd missed that piece, and I repadded the memory because I'd completely forgot to do the memory before. It was underneath of that big heatsink thing. So I took it apart, fixed that, did that. So it's got new thermal pads on the memory. but it's still at 100, so I don't like that. It's better than it was, but you know, ambient temperature's down, so I don't know if this is actually a fix or not. I guess I'm gonna have to wait and see. So it is what it is for now. I'm not too happy with that. Is there anything any tricks or something I should be doing here to get that to work properly? Like I said, I repadded this MSI right here. You can see it right here. This MSI, and it's 88 on the memory temp, so that one worked good. But this top one, it's not working good. And I actually repadded another 3090 and the same thing. It didn't work good. So unless these gelid pads aren't great, or you need to do something different with them, but that's my last two repads I'm not very happy with. They are better than stock, but not by much. Like barely anything. Couple of degrees. That's it. So let me know how you guys are doing on your repads, and if you're doing anything fancy. And if you look at that, this thing crashed. What is going on here? I don't know what's going on with this rig now. It just crashed on me. Oh, so frustrating. And there's no data here. It just crashed and back up again. I don't know. I think I need some more tinkering with this. And odd enough, this rig used to be on Hive, and I would have nothing but issues connecting to the internet. It would just drop on me and I couldn't get it back up. I swapped it over to Simple Miner and I've had no issues since then. And then I just did the repad and it is like randomly crashing. There's no data here. Look at, there's no last crash data in here. So I don't know what happened there. That's super weird. Super weird. Anyways, if anybody knows what's going on, that'd be awesome. I am done recording for now though, so take it easy guys.